my breath away as he is one of the greatest singers I've ever heard in my ear holes. But today we are not talking about Enrique for an hour straight. Today is a day like no other because today is Thursday, which means one thing. It is the morning buzz here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. I am joined by my friends, my co-hosts, Joe, Terry, everyone else listening. We appreciate you listening, and we got an exciting show today. As I try to fix what that was behind me, I felt attacked. Anyways, how are we doing today, everybody?
I'm doing great. It's a little gloomy out, but we're powering through. I move on to campus today, so expect me somewhere. If you see me, run the other way, maybe, if you feel like it.
Oh, yeah. Nobody wants to see Terry these days.
Yeah, gosh. Yep. Especially Isaiah, my biggest hater.
Yep. She's a Trump supporter.
Oh, God. Please,
kidding, everyone.
It's not true.
We promote positivity and real news here on this show. Terry's a great human being.
And I cannot say the same for Isaiah.
Hey, you don't have to say it because I already know it, because I am a living legend.
You know, that's self-love, and that's all you need.
Handsome, very
anyway, Joe, how are you doing over there?
I'm doing pretty good. I also moved, but like yesterday.
Yeah. Was the move an easy process, or was it a little stressful for you?
It was a little stressful. There was a bit of a mess in my apartment that my dad and I had to clean up.
Oh, Pops is here all the way from Michigan.
Yeah, all the way from Michigan, because I can't move that far on my own. I have 2 hands and weak shoulders.
Oh man, not the weak shoulders.
Shout out to Father Schwitzer. That sounds like a priest name. I'm so sorry.
That's funny.
I guarantee he is not a priest.
Definitely.
We are Jewish.
100% Jewish.
Rabbi Schwitzer.
Adam Sandler. That's all I got today.
My God, that's a great show we have for today.
Joe, before I get myself into more trouble these days, there's a lot of things going on in the world. Could you fill us in, please?
Absolutely, I could. In national news, the City Council of Vincent City, Alabama has voted to dissolve their police department after a racist text was sent from their assistant chief to the other officers. The force was made up of just 3 people, including the chief and the assistant chief. The nearby Shelby County Sheriff's Office has said they are handling all current law enforcement emergencies for Vincent City's 2,000 residents. In New Jersey news, residents of Paulsboro and Gloucester County, sorry if that was wrong, woke up this morning to a pungent scent filling the air strong enough to give some people headaches. Police and officials found the source of the smell at a tanker truck at a truck stop. Hazmat crews confirmed the chemical being released could cause skin irritation and eye damage, but have said that there is no risk to the general public. And finally, in Montclair news, Montclair residents have been excited to learn that the state will continue to allow them to serve customers outdoors for another 2 years. A bill allowing expanded outdoor services, originally expiring November 30th of this year in order to help with business and safety in the pandemic, has been stretched to November 30th of 2024. Montclair has a history of outdoor dining, and many restaurant owners and customers are looking forward to continuing to enjoy it. Currently here at Montclair State, it is 72 degrees, and it shouldn't be raining right now, but it was a little bit ago. It's cloudy right now. Expect a high of 89, a low of 71, with cloudy weather until around 11 a.m. and partly cloudy weather for the rest of the day.
Ooh. Yay. You guys want to hear something crazy? That Paulsboro thing, my aunt and uncle live in that area, and they were telling me about the smell. It was so bad. Like, just saying that it was like a strong smell was just like, it was like filling the entire block.
That's gross.
It was so bad. So I'm glad they're saying that it's like no risk to the general public, because I was very worried.
Wait, hold on. When they say no risk though, and then they say
that's what I'm saying,
skin irritation and eye damage.
Not like, I assume they meant more like no
like no one's gonna die.
No
from
one's
it,
gonna
right?
die. No one's gonna get horribly sick. Your skin just might be a little irritated, and
that just seems very less than ideal, though. And they should specify that. Be like, these are some, like, I know that they said it, but I feel like they could have,
I feel like they could have said, "Hey, here's how you keep yourself safe," or something like that. Maybe you can't. I don't know. I guess it's something you should sugarcoat, I guess.
If it's already like in your house. If you're already smelling it in your house,
Yeah,
it might be a little
it is what
late.
it is.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But
Anyways, I think the real cause of this could have been aliens. Definitely could have been aliens. No, I'm kidding.
he's the worst.
Slow downfall of myself on this show. We're gonna talk about some sports really quickly. It was a light day in sports yesterday, but a somewhat eventful day if you really squint your eyes, as the MLS and Liga MX All-Star game was last night in the wonderful state of Minnesota, and it showcased some of the best soccer talent seen in North America, which, by the way, for the people who don't know, also includes Mexico. Wow! Carlos Vela and Raul Ruiz both scored goals for the MLS, and Liga MX was led by Kevin Alvarez, who scored the one goal, which wasn't enough, as the MLS took the win 2-1, and that makes them up 2-0 in total because they also won the All-Star Challenge on Tuesday. So good luck for the MLS and Liga MX as they continue their partnership. And now we continue to cover the strangest story, the most uncomfortable story in the NFL, as the Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson is expected to start Friday's preseason opener, despite already being sentenced to at least a 6-game suspension, which we already know he's definitely going to serve, but the NFL wants him to at least have 1 year. Me and Cam had a great discussion about this about a week ago when we found out the initial judgment call on that. And we'll see where this continues to progress, but by all means, it seems like it's definitely going to be a year, but expect him to play all the preseason games at some point. And it'll be interesting to see the crowd's reaction to him, considering all the allegations and settlements that have been a part of Deshaun Watson's career in the last year. Now, finally, we are officially back in NFL season, which means if you turn on your TV, they're probably covering it on ESPN and whatever sports networks you consume, because the NFL is king here. It's low-key a cult, but regardless, our New York Football Giants take on the New England Patriots in their first preseason game of the year. Look to see how the new look Giants will play as they are under a new head coach, and some of the old players are still there, so don't expect much of a difference as Danny Dimes is still your quarterback. And now we also got one other game tonight as the Titans take on the Ravens in Baltimore. That is your sports report on Thursday, August 11th, 2022 at 8:08 in Heartbreaks AM. That was that. We're going to get into our first story of the day as we are covering our good old friend Donald Trump today, everyone. Everyone's favorite thing to talk about in the morning. When I wake up, I say I want to talk about Donald Trump, religion, and politics. Absolutely.
You're built different.
I'm totally built different.
Amen. Preach it.
Listen. The former president, Donald Trump, invoked his Fifth Amendment protection against self-incrimination as he testified under oath yesterday in the New York Attorney General's long-running civil investigation into his business dealings. Trump is being investigated because it is believed that his company misled lenders and tax authorities about the value of prized assets like golf courses and skyscrapers. The Trump Organization is believed to have exaggerated the size of Trump's Manhattan penthouse, saying it was nearly 3 times its actual size, which is a difference in value of about, a small $200 million. About an hour after arriving at Attorney General Letitia James' Manhattan's offices, Trump announced that he had, quote, declined to answer the questions on the rights and privileges afforded to every citizen under the United States Constitution. During more than the 6 hours at the office building, Trump didn't say much and was active on his social media platform, which I totally forgot the name of it. Who honestly cares? Who was using that, by the way? Crazy human beings are using that.
I forgot it was real.
Yeah, right. Ronald Fischetti told the New York Times the former president answered one question about his name, then read a statement into record, which he was questioned James' motives, then invoked his Fifth Amendment. Trump then said the same, quote, same answer to every question he was asked over the several hours. Many legal experts said answering questions in a deposition was risky because anything he could potentially be used against him in a parallel criminal investigation by the Manhattan District Attorney, which to me I find very surprising that these legal experts would say anything like that, considering did they really think they would get anything out of this? Were they really surprised that Donald Trump pleaded the Fifth? It seems like that was kind of writing on the wall, at least from a non-expert point of view. Like, I wasn't expecting Trump to be like, well, guys, you caught me. all of this stuff, it's a lie. My bad. I'm sorry about that, and I accept full responsibility for the actions of my or for what I did. Like, how did we honestly think that was going to happen? Regardless, for those who don't know, the Fifth Amendment protects people from being compelled to be witnesses against themselves in a criminal case. This is a story that I think everyone was kind of just a little shocked that he was at this meeting in this case, because I had no clue this was really even happening. Regardless, I kind of already said it. Him not saying anything is not a surprise to me, and him kind of just posting random updates on his social media platform. I'm pretty sure at one point he was talking about like the furniture inside the offices. As I'm not surprised, it wasn't really taking it too seriously. And to be here 6 hours, that takes a lot of patience from the other side, because I'm assuming they were asking some real good questions. But I'm no surprise he said, "I plead the fifth," or the same answer for 6 hours straight.
And if I were an investigator, I wouldn't be able to sit there for 6 hours to just hear that. And I also find it ironic. His social media platform is called Truth Social. And I'm just like, oh, buddy.
Hey, he was truthful about the furniture in that building, because he said it was nice and looked relatively expensive.
I mean, maybe he doesn't have the best taste. You never know.
Yeah, he's like on a 10-90 thing when it comes to telling the truth. 10% of the time, he's like, I'm gonna be honest. 90% of the time, I'm just gonna say whatever.
I would give him like a 5.95, but like.
Yeah. But do you find it interesting that people believed like he could have said something that would have changed like opinion about him in another case or something? Like,
I think Trump is a man who's been involved in a lot of sketchy stuff. So I think his legal advisement was just like, it's best not to say anything at all, because he does have connections into different, allegedly has connections into different sex trafficking rings. And we saw the stuff with like Jeffrey Epstein and stuff like that, and how they were close. And I think, though, the stuff that they're investigating now doesn't have anything to do with that. I think he just wanted to play it safe, which I think most legal representation tends to recommend. Just better not to say anything than say stuff and then dig yourself into a hole, because he tends to do that anyway. So I don't know. It is interesting to actually see him not say anything for once. So
no, but I'm not surprised by the fact he didn't say anything. You know what I mean?
I'm not surprised either.
Like in this article that I read from AP News, they seem to be very just like, our experts were so surprised that like he didn't say anything, or like, it's like, what are we talking about here? Like, did we really think we were gonna learn anything new? Like, this seems like almost stupid.
That's a good point.
Like, how did we think anything about that?
Yeah, I feel like people were shocked just because he tends to be such a loose cannon. Like, you don't know when he's just gonna start spewing stuff or when he's just gonna back off. What I find interesting is that I'm not surprised that he didn't say anything, but it's also interesting because he's usually very vocal, like publicly, about when people are talking about him on social media or what those Democrats are doing, you know what I mean? So he tends to like to use his platform to call out people for making allegations about him. But now that he's stepping back and staying silent, something tells me that there is something to hide, you know what I mean? Obviously, because of all the evidence that has been coming out over the past couple months with everything he's been a part of, that might have some truth to it, you know what I mean? And honestly, with how bad this situation is, I don't want to say anything either.
Yeah, I plead the fifth on that one.
I plead the fifth. So anyways, hopefully they find something, because when I found out that they busted up in the Mar-a-Lago, I was like,
that was crazy, right? That was like,
was
whoa,
crazy. Like,
once again, though, when we get into all these things, like it seems like they're taking action.
Yeah.
But until I actually see Trump behind bars, or like they're actually planning on making a move on him, it's just, this seems all just like a publicity show at this point. Until actual action is taken, because how long have we been discussing all the terrible things that Donald Trump has been accused of? what he's under investigation for. And it's been like years at this point. I feel like it's aged me 9 years just covering everything Trump has done.
Amen.
Regardless, I'm not going to really say anything with like a happy tone or like a positive energy because this all just feels I don't know. It feels fake to me that
yeah,
like until something actually happens.
That's a valid feeling. I'm kind of just feeling numb to all of it because it's just like, what now? Because sometimes it just feels like we'll talk about it in terms of like everybody talks about these crazy things that he does and it kind of fizzles out. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
Yeah,
but
like he could probably punch a baby and then be on investigation for like 3 years. And then we'll be like, man, remember when he punched that baby? Shouldn't he be in jail? And then everyone's like, yeah, he should be in jail. And then it's like, well, he's not in jail.
Yeah, that's really weird that he's not. And then it's just like, anyways.
Yep. Hey, remember NFL is going on. Yeah.
Hey,
Terry, please go to our next story, please.
Of course.
The more rails.
We got a little bit of positive news from our lawmakers today. President Biden on Wednesday signed into law legislation that expands healthcare benefits for veterans who developed illnesses because of their exposure to toxic substances from burn pits on U.S. military bases during their service. The PACT Act is the largest expansion of healthcare benefits for veterans exposed to toxins in more than 30 years. It's expected to extend eligibility for medical care to roughly 3.5 million veterans potentially impacted by toxic exposure. Here is what President Biden had to say about the groundbreaking signing, quote, "The PACT Act is the least we can do for the countless men and women, many of whom may be in this room for all I know, who suffered toxic exposure while serving their country. This new law matters. It matters a lot," end quote. This law is long overdue, but we finally got it done together, end quote. The president pledged the Department of Veterans Affairs will move, quote, as quickly as possible, end quote, in processing and resolving claims from veterans seeking care. The legislation passed in the Senate last week, just days after the GOP senators blocked the measure from advancing over objections over how the benefits are paid for. In attendance at the bill signing was comedian Jon Stewart, who spoke passionately about approving the bill at the very beginning. The president thanked Stewart for pressuring Congress and advocating for veterans and for their families, saying, quote, "We owe you big," end quote. This is really positive news just because veterans are very neglected in our country and they put their lives on the line and they put themselves in very harmful situations and they come back and, you know, some don't get the benefits that they are so greatly owed. So it's really great to see that after so long that now we have legislation that supports them. Hopefully that the veterans feel supported by this legislation though, because people can enact any type of laws that help support a group, but you know, you got to wait for that group to feel support until like and try to see if it actually works. So hopefully that these benefits that they're going to be receiving are going to suffice for the obvious toxin exposure, the life-altering conditions that these people face. It's really, I don't want to say like reassuring or anything like that, but it's just good to see that veterans are still getting some type of care, even though we have such a long way to go. My own dad is a veteran, and like just to see the lack of benefits that he gets as opposed to the benefits that he gets is just, it's striking to me that you would treat the people who have served and put their lives on the line for the country and not support them. But this is some bit of good news. Let's see if it actually supports veterans in this way, though.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a good signing. At least I believe on paper it should be. But when I saw this and when I first saw it not get approved, I was very shocked because it went down. And the reason that those people voted no against this was like, how are we going to get the money for it, you know? And then when I think about that, it's like we have all the money in the world. And once it's like, it's important that we're helping out Ukraine, but we have all the money in the world sending billions of dollars of weapons and all this stuff to Ukraine as they try to fight off Russia. And I get it. They need to fight off Russia because what's going on there is very bad. But we can somehow get all this money and give it to them. But we have a tough time getting all that money and giving it to our own veterans, which I find absolutely insane that any of those people were actually able to like say, you know what? we can't find the money for this one. This one,
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know where we're going to get it from. And it makes no sense that we can somehow fund wars, but we can't even give back to the people that went to war for us. And it is an absolute shame. And it's like, it's about time this got passed. It should have been like an easy yes for everyone. It was not, which is not surprising considering who is in office these days. Anything that seems easy is never easy, especially in this country. And I will say, people that need more support in this country, I think, are the veterans as well as our teachers, because they don't get enough credit for what they do. Both of them are just so strong people, and they deserve the whole world because they're doing a lot out there, and especially the military people and the teachers, man. So
I agree. It just this verbalization of like, where are we gonna get this money from? It literally happens for anything. You have like homelessness crises and trying to battle food insecurity. You have trying to beef up funding for schools. You have to try to support veterans, and all of a sudden the money goes poof. And what about us? What about the American people? And that's what's really frustrating, that people who put their lives on the line, whether you're a veteran or whether you just serve the general public as a teacher or whatever, what have you, you shouldn't have to wait this long to get benefits that you are entitled to get treatment that you're entitled to. And I think, yeah, it's better late than never, but it's just still kind of like disappointing in a sense of
Harry. We need the money for our weapons. Like, we need the money to commit drone strikes, you know?
Right.
And it's like, it doesn't really matter who is the people, you know, like actually using the weapons or having to deal with like the aftermath of having to, you know, have killed somebody in the wars out there. Who cares about them? What's important are all the weapons that they use. You know what I'm saying?
You're so right. And you know, why would I even think about giving money?
Honestly,
American
at
people?
this point, it seems like maybe we give the military too much credit. Maybe we should actually reduce what we. This is all a joke, everyone. Obviously,
this is all a bit.
This is all a bit, just to cover.
It's
me.
a bit. We care about people, I swear.
Yeah, we do out here. Listen, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about how things getting more expensive these days. Stay tuned to the Morning Buzz. We shall return.
You're tuned in to WMSC Upper
I totally knew what was going on. We're back here on the Morning Buzz. I'm being called very high accusational words on our chat on Zoom. I find offensive. I feel uncomfortable, and I'm getting HR on the scene as they investigate Terry. You cannot plead the fifth because this is no longer an involvement with the U.S. Constitution. This is now a communist party here on the Morning Buzz.
Listen. For clarification, I called him strange, and I think our listeners might agree with me.
Chill out, bro. I've been called by people on the streets. Wow, you're incredibly normal. Like, wow, that's so.
Just a random person be like, "Hey, I just want you to know, I believe you to be incredibly normal."
Like,
what's your name?
You're the normal guy. Wow.
Oh my God,
man in the world.
Guys, everybody, the most normal man ever.
I got a medal that just says normal. Yep. Listen, you know what's not normal are the prices of grocery items.
Amen.
That is right. As the price of food at grocery stores rose 1.3% from June to July, which is a 13.1% increase compared to last year. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, it was the largest price increase for groceries since 1979. This makes the 7th consecutive month where the prices rose by 0.9% and above. Dining out rose by 0.7% in July on the month and 7.6% compared to last year. Among groceries, egg prices had the biggest increase, which is definitely factual. Their costs rose by 4.3% in the month of July and 38% compared to 2021. Potatoes also rose 4.6% on the month and 13.3% compared to last year, as well as butter was up over 26%. And even coffee up 20%. Now, it's not all doom and gloom unless you're vegan or vegetarian. As the price of beef and veal both declined from June to July, they rose to 3.4% in July versus last year. A lot of things are happening on my computer. I've been signed out of our nice shared Google document, but I got all the things off my chest. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to know, this is actually very annoying, first off, because the price of eggs is insane, man. Like a 12-pack used to be like at most $1.99. And sometimes, shopper will have a little sale with a digital coupon, you feel me? 99 cents for 12, you feel me?
Those coupons are very nice.
Yes,
I will
sir.
say.
Get the app, you feel me? When I had it though, it's like, yeah, if you want to, by the way, I'm not forcing you to. But yeah, and now they're almost $4.99 for like a pack of 12, which is so annoying because I be liking eggs, man.
I'm not an egg girl, but
What are you, Terry? Huh?
I don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is that it's still very obscene that eggs are that expensive just because it's just a staple commodity in most people's households. And this inflation thing, a lot of people have been theorizing that it's going to slow down soon, but the prices are still continuing to rise, which is just like, one, why? I'm not someone who's good at economics at all. I just don't understand why this is a thing right now. But what I mainly worry about is people on our campuses, just because food insecurity is such a big problem in campuses across the nation, and institutions continue to try to battle it even before the spike in prices. So now I worry even more about how students are going to be able to combat this during the upcoming year, especially coming into the fall semester. Who knows what's going to happen over time? Maybe prices will decrease, but right now is the time to be buying groceries, buying snacks and stuff for your dorm rooms and things like that, and prepping for the new semester. And it's expensive. Like it always has been expensive, but now it's more expensive than it's ever been in a very, very long time. And that's so concerning for individuals who were starting different chapters of our lives in adulthood. And a lot of us only work and support ourselves, and we rely on ourselves to get food and stuff like that, and can't afford meal plans and things. So it's just like, I really worry about how this is going to affect college students in terms of food insecurity.
Yeah, it's definitely a brutal time to be stepping on your journey into adulthood these days, as everything is just way too expensive.
Right.
Just one trip to the grocery store, it's like, wow, this used to be like half the price, man, when you really looking at it. And that's with all my coupons, bro. You feel me? Like,
right.
Come on, chill out with all these prices, man.
Yeah.
Even like the cereal, man, that's like expensive now.
No, seriously. And then
milk is crazy.
We talked about this before when it was like, what was it? I always forget the term, but it's like you're paying the same price or even more, and you're now getting like smaller portions.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah.
So it's just getting worse. It's just not okay. And I think right now, as college students, it's a good time to just really assess your resources, like you were saying. Like, if you want to look into different couponing apps that will really help, and different campus resources. I know at Montclair State we have Rocky's Food Pantry, or I don't know if I know the Food Pantry in Blanton is real, and it's there. And honestly, it doesn't give a lot of traction just because of the stigma of having to go to the food pantry. People don't think that they need it, but it's there for us for a reason. Food insecurity is so real. The stigma behind needing food shouldn't be there. If you need something, it's okay to ask for help. So I just wanted to put that out there if people want to use it, because it's hard out here, man. Like,
it is, man.
it's very difficult
It
out
is.
here.
I mean, if any college student needs some tips, man, if you struggling paycheck to paycheck, ain't no shame in shopping at a dollar store for your groceries, man. Don't even think about it. You just gotta survive. You gotta eat to survive, man. It doesn't matter where you're shopping at, or where you're getting your food. If it's from a dollar store or a food pantry, food is food at the end of the day.
Amen.
I'm curious to wonder though, Jo, as our resident non-meat eater, what is the price of, like, is it getting more expensive to eat that way, or is it like relatively unchanged?
I'm going to be honest, I have not been paying a whole lot of attention because I didn't exactly I did not pay for the overwhelming majority of my own food in high school. And then this past year I ate a lot with my meal plan, so I've only really started to notice how much things cost like this summer when I've been buying my own food. So I'm afraid I can't really speak on it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna ask you that in like 3 years, randomly out of nowhere.
All right. Okay.
And be like, how has it changed since the first time I asked you? And then I'm sure we'll get a great feedback from you, Jo.
I'll take notes.
Set a reminder 3 years from now.
That'd be wild. Just randomly out of the blue. Anyways, let's talk about today's L of the day, which goes to our true rulers, the kings of as Disney. Yeah, I had to do it. Disney's getting out of control, man. As millions of people in the country continue to struggle living paycheck to paycheck, as we discussed literally seconds ago, the Disney overlords decided why not make life a little bit harder for you. If you want to watch our movies and shows, that's right. We're not gonna let you unless you want to pay more. They have decided to up the price of Disney Plus, Hulu, and even ESPN Plus. They also said, hey, why not add ads to Disney Plus? Because, our viewers want that. We asking for ads. Now, here are some of the new pricing for the Disney plans that you will likely pay for because, you enjoy your Marvel, your Star Wars, your sports, and you have, wide variety of shows and movies on Hulu, because I ain't gonna lie, I rocks with Hulu, man. I rocks with Hulu. There are a couple. Here are the new bundle size. So Disney Plus now with no ads is $10.99, which is definitely up around $3 or so compared to what it used to be. And Disney Plus with ads is going to be $7.99, which is actually the current price of Disney Plus without ads. So go figure on that one. Hulu with ads will now be $7.99, and Hulu without ads will be $14.99. And ESPN Plus with ads will be $9.99 a month. Now, a couple things to get into. Firstly, I don't think anyone's actually using ESPN Plus these days because it's just terrible. I feel I feel like ESPN Plus is a scam. If you're paying for that, you are stupid. Secondly, listen, I'm really enjoying my Spotify bundle deal. It's quite incredible. I be enjoying that thing. I'm very sad it's going to be going away soon. I'm going to try to squeeze out as much as I can, though. As long as my email's active, I'm going to be captivating, all right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Now, I will say there's a couple good things on Hulu. I really enjoy Hulu. I will vouch for Hulu. Hulu even has live TV. This is not a commercial for Hulu.
No. Hulu has live.
Yeah. I did watch the new movie Prey on It. Oh my god, I really love that movie. It's so good. I don't really like Disney Plus either. When it comes to these three things, how do you guys feel about Disney changing the prices on those app services?
I'm upset because you know what? I'm not a Disney Plus person. I have it and it's there if I am in the mood for a throwback. So if I have to get rid of Disney Plus, I really won't be mad. But what's really making me upset is the Hulu thing, just because it's kind of obscene how expensive that is. Like that's huge in terms of like no ads, because with ads, I've had it with ads. It's fine. It feels like you're watching television essentially, but if I'm paying for a streaming app, I don't want the ads. So obviously, like I'm going to pay the $15. But what I'm just irritated about. It's just like, why did they have to do this? This multi-million billion-dollar company felt necessary to up the prices on something when literally everything's going up. That's enough slices. Please. I can't do this anymore. And at this point, cable and streaming services are like starting to be like the similar in prices at this point, because if you have Hulu, if you have Netflix, if you have Disney Plus, usually those are the main three that people have. That's still maybe significantly less than having a cable bill, but at this point, they keep raising these prices. It's gonna be the same.
It's really become the same idea of cable as you're picking out certain packages that you want at this point. You're like, I'm buying this package because I like this show, and I'm buying this one because I like these two shows, and I'm buying this one because it has all the new movies. It's like literally, it's cable. Is just now, I guess we have more options, if you want to call it that. I don't know. To charge $14.99 for regular Hulu is absolutely absurd, man. That is criminal. That is absolutely wild.
And I'm a little hypocritic, like being a hypocrite right now, because I will still pay for it.
100%. Everyone is still going to pay for it.
That's the thing. Like, Hulu, in my opinion, has been better than Netflix lately. I don't really rock with what's going on Netflix lately. So I'm still gonna pay for it. I'm not gonna be happy. This is why they can raise the prices and people can complain all they want, but people are still gonna buy it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, they really have us in a full chokehold, because if it were my DirecTV thing, like, I'm cutting DirecTV off immediately. I don't care. I don't watch TV. I'm gonna be honest. I do watch Hulu. I watch a lot of Hulu.
Hulu is low-key TV though, because they're taking shows from TV shows from like.
That's true. I think
like Fox has a huge presence on Hulu, FX, Adult Swim, pretty much every channel. Yeah, it's like, I mean, at the end of the day, Hulu is just TV in disguise, and it's like you can just pick what show you want to watch. Well, I guess it's all of them at this point. There's not a lot of Hulu originals like that you're going towards. You feel me?
That's true. That's
like there's a couple of good ones. Like, once again, I've really enjoyed the Prey movie. I like Predator. You feel me? It was a good concept. I enjoyed it. Shout out to all the Native American people that got a quality movie that represents them. We appreciate it.
Woo.
But yeah, when it comes to Hulu originals, it's like, ooh.
That's so true though, because Hulu originals, they don't like, the only Hulu quote unquote original that I remember being like super good is Handmaid's Tale. And I feel like after Handmaid's Tale's hype like kind of died, then people like weren't really watching Hulu originals. Yeah. They weren't really around. Netflix originals, that's where they're starting to steer all their money, and that's why I feel like people are over Netflix, because it's all Netflix originals and not anything else really.
You know what the problem with Netflix is? And it's not even just the fact that they're doing originals, because for the most part, when Netflix from like 4 years ago, their originals were killing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
The problem to me about Netflix originals now is that everything's like a reality show or like a cooking show. It's like, how can you construct a pyramid of Giza using only pizza dough? It's like, what is this concept of a show? It's like,
yeah,
get into one episode, you're like, all right, I think I pretty much watched the whole season. I think they're putting way too much effort in like these super gimmicky live reality shows, and I guess people are watching them because they just keep making them and they won't stop. But if like they focus more on like scripted content, more like story-based things, I feel maybe people would flock back to Netflix. But it seems like that is not the direction they're going in, and it just seems to be more reality stuff.
I also feel like the movies that they are putting out right now remind me too much of Hallmark movies. Like, they're so cheesy.
Yeah, they definitely got like a lot of cheesy movies.
Yeah, they have so many cheesy movies that aren't that greatly written, and it's just like, you had to put this out. I get in terms of Netflix being a great outlet for other people to like take their films and put them on Netflix. Great. Mazel tov to you. Some shouldn't make it on the screen. I'm gonna be so real with you. There's some that just very much should just air on Hallmark and, you know, strictly be aired in a nursing home somewhere.
Yeah, like a YouTube original movie right there, you know?
Yeah. Oh God, forgot
Jo,
about those.
When it comes to streaming services, what do you be using?
I do actually use Hulu a lot, but my true love will always be HBO Max.
Amen.
HBO Max is really good.
Yes. It's
Too bad they're
so
going
good.
into more Discovery shows now.
Yeah.
sad.
I'm trying to hang on because don't let my favorite things be canceled.
Mhm.
Please let my least favorite things be canceled.
I agree with you because I said that last time I was here. Like, if they touch the Ghibli movies, I'm fighting.
Precisely.
Fighting on site.
The Studio Ghibli things, the DC things. If I lose Young Justice, I will lose it.
Joe on the front lines.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Outside of HBO headquarters, just yelling,
"Give it back!" And yeah, it's such a great collection of DC things. So it's just really nice to have most of it in one place. I can watch my favorite movie whenever I want. But the Discovery merge is filling me with dread.
Yeah.
But the Property Brothers and Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
Yeah, and I guess maybe the animal movies of maybe penguins sliding down like ice caps and things, you know?
What?
I don't know.
Um,
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey. Terry.
Wrong one.
Speaking of DC and everything going on in that world, why don't you take on our next thing here?
Oh, this interesting individual. Alrighty, brace yourselves. Police are looking to locate a 25-year-old mother and her 3 young children who had been living with Ezra Miller's Vermont farm, with officials citing concern that the Flash star is shielding their whereabouts. Over the weekend, Vermont State Police repeatedly attempted to serve the mother an emergency care order that demanded the children's removal from her care and the home over fear of their safety. But Miller claimed the family hasn't lived there in months, which the Vermont State Attorney's Office said seemed like an attempt to, quote, evade service, unquote, of the order. According to the court document obtained by Rolling Stone, despite being in the news for all the wrong reasons, the Flash movie continues to be in development, by the way.
Now, I'm not even going to talk about it. First, Terry, you don't have to talk about it either. We need the opinions from our resident DC fan. Joe, please tell us what is going on.
Tell us.
Well, Ezra Miller just keeps making bad choice after bad choice. I have a friend, one of my close good friends, his favorite superhero is the Flash. And it feels like every few weeks he's sending me a news story about something that Ezra Miller has done.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here like, why are you they've got a shovel and they're just digging, and you'd think they would have hit concrete by now, but they're just still going.
I just
oh my god, your poor friend.
And I'd like to say this to Ezra Miller as a fellow non-binary person. Please stop, you're making me look bad.
You heard him. Stop it, Ezra. Please.
You're giving us a bad look right now, Ezra. Come on.
They really are. And I think it's also ridiculous how the star of the Flash movie is doing terrible crimes, and the Flash movie's still going, and meanwhile Batgirl got canceled.
Yeah, and Leslie has done nothing wrong.
Ezra has done so much wrong that I'm
so much wrong.
Leslie was on the rise, Batgirl was supposed to, put her up top, and Ezra Miller's been going down. And they're my thing is this. That movie must be really good, man.
Oh, I doubt it.
Or
wrong.
Ezra knows a lot of information about these studio execs, and there's no reason that homie should still be the Flash at this point.
Are we asking for a Flash movie? Is this why this is happening?
I
feel like we could go without.
Yeah.
We really could. Especially now. Do you think it's let's be real. Is it gonna do well in the box office after everything that this guy has done or this person has done? No.
Maybe. I would like to say something about why I think they might be going ahead with the Flash movie, even though I just complained about it. Because it's really less of a Flash movie from what I've seen and more of a Flashpoint movie, which is essentially, I'm sorry, this is very comic book nerd, but I have to explain this to make this make sense.
Please do.
Flashpoint was a comic event in which the Flash went back in time to save his mom, and in such kind of a reset the entire timeline and messed everything up. It's a really cool idea, and they executed it well. I really like Flashpoint, but essentially that's what they're. And then basically at the end, he went back in time again to stop himself from saving his mom, and it reset the world again. It didn't return it to normal. It just kind of reset everything, and then you went forward with the new continuity. And that, I think, is what they're trying to do in this movie, is having him reset the continuity in order to, I guess, erase a bunch of the mistakes of the DCEU, which is impossible. You can never erase what Batman versus Superman did to my mind.
You watched it twice, Joe.
I've seen it
You
twice.
watched it twice, all right? I don't want to hear anything.
You had to solidify those mistakes in your mind.
I did solidify those mistakes. But here's my reason for why that's a bad idea and why they don't have to do that and they can just cancel the movie. You can just restart the continuity. No one's gonna care.
Yeah, literally
That's so
no one
true.
would like even bat an eye. They'd be like, well, we're just gonna start fresh. Whatever happened is a new story. And everyone would be like, okay, yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Cool.
Honestly, I feel like people would love it.
Yeah, yes.
Or hear me out. You take this great concept that Joe was just talking about, real cool, real fresh, real funky, all right? And you just get a new person.
Yeah.
Like, why
That's
do we
so-
need to use Ezra Miller?
That's so real. I just feel like at this point, if you really want to make a Flash movie, you could just.
Like,
I
we've
feel like
had like 6 Batmans.
that.
We can have 2
yeah,
Flashes?
We've had so many Jokers. We can have someone else.
I'm lost, man. I'm just lost by this.
Yeah.
Give it
I
to-
think honestly that might be the best move. Find a different Flash.
Just find them.
Yeah.
There's so many talented people out there. You could find someone that's already solidified themselves as an actor, or you could find some obscure person looking to make their mark on the industry. There's definitely someone out of the billions of humans alive that can play the Flash.
I agree. Did we ever get an update on remember when they kidnapped that kid?
We're never gonna get updates. I
Is
don't
it-
know how.
was
they-
that
you never get good updates about Ezra
No.
Miller. You
That's
just
true.
get bad ones.
You just get updates, but no actual follow-up.
But he has the Trump effect, though. Nothing happens to him. to
That's
them.
so. Oh my god, are we calling it the Trump effect? now?
Yes.
Oh my
They
god.
could literally like kidnap someone, slap them, return them back to society, and then nothing happens to them.
That's very.
And then
true.
they do something wild 2 weeks later.
It keeps happening, and I'm
This
it
is
really-
a person that is behind bars.
absolutely.
But they'll never be.
So
Gosh. Anyways, let's get into some good bittersweet news as Angela Yee, one of the longtime hosts of the popular show The Breakfast Club, confirmed on Wednesday morning that she will be leaving the program. However, she is staying with the iHeartRadio family to launch her own nationally syndicated show. Yee stirred up on the Breakfast Club fans on Tuesday night after tweeting, quotes, "The Breakfast Club, as you know it, is officially over," leading to it literally trending worldwide for at least until after the show aired because people were talking about it. Turns out they got a lot of people that don't like they don't like the program over there. Hey, to each their own. I enjoy the program. I listen to the program, and I'm going to say program as many times as possible today because I like a good program, and we are a good program here on the Morning Buzz. Wow. How many more can I say? Anyways, eventually, after teasing it throughout the show, she did indeed confirm that she's leaving. We don't know when she's leaving yet. Hope it's likely be sometime during the fall. But congrats to Angela Yee on getting a nationally syndicated show.
wow. Oh, congrats to her. I'm not
Yeah.
a crazy fan of the Breakfast Club because Charlemagne kind of says out of pocket stuff sometimes. and I
Yeah, but
kinda-
sometimes, listen, man, when it comes to being a radio personality, I enjoy crazy people. And Charlemagne,
that makes
you're
sense.
on crazy human being. He says a lot of things I disagree with, but at the end of the day, it entertains me. And sometimes I just need some white noise to get me through the day while I'm cooking chickens. All right.
That's fair. That's so specific.
Yeah, but that's what I do, man.
That's so specific.
My thing is this though. To me, sometimes when I was looking at like it was trending worldwide, and sometimes it's kind of like annoying to me to where people are actively looking for like the downfall of other people. Like you can like say I don't like somebody, like they're annoying to me, and that's cool. But it's just like, man, there's a lot of just weird comments there. A lot of just like, man, must be living a sad life if you've like been praying for this moment for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Get your life together, man. You got too much negative energy in your life. And you're just gonna get that negative energy back into your own soul.
I agree. Just she's moving on. That's fine.
Yeah, but congrats.
Congrats.
It's a good opportunity. I'm sure a lot of us are probably striving one day to have your own nationally syndicated show.
Whoa!
What a fun phrase to say. What a great program we have here, guys. I enjoy this program.
Please.
Harry, you want to, what is this show? What is this?
The program?
Yes! Joe, what are we? We're a program. Yes! I love it. We're a great program. Let's talk some hairy elephants. Terry, take it away.
I need to call my therapist after today. Like, truly. Anyways, y'all ever heard of hairy elephants? They're also called woolly mammoths. It has been over 3,900 years in Siberia where the last known woolly mammoth took its last breath. Fast forward to today, humans have only seen the mammoth through the remnants of their giant bodies. We have only seen the bones and some frozen bodies of these once prosperous giants. Naturally, weird friends in the world of science look at this and think one thing: we need to recreate the creatures. So we head to Texas to see this absolutely absurd the nature of our scientists. Colossal Biosciences, a startup in Texas, is using genetic engineering in its quest to bring the species back to life. Using salvaged mammoth DNA, Colossal will genetically edit Asian elephants, the species' closest extinct cousin. If its plans are successful, then it will produce a woolly mammoth, or as close as possible to a replica 6 years from now. This year, the company has raised $75 million from investors. Colossal has made it clear that, at least for now, there are no plans to use these mammoths as a food source and are instead focusing on environmental benefits of mammoth restoration. The animal's heavy gait, the gait of animals refers to the pattern of movement of limbs of animals and humans during locomotion, thickens permafrost or permanently frozen layer of soil, gravel, and sand under the Earth's surface, preventing it from melting and releasing greenhouse gases. Quote, if the mammoth steppe ecosystem could be revived, the company argues it could help in reversing the rapid warming of the climate and, more pressingly, protect the Arctic's permafrost, one of the world's largest carbon reservoirs, end quote. This is so, I get so baffled and scared at the same time that we are in a place where we could potentially recreate an entire species of animal and bring it back. If that happens, I feel like anything could be possible at that point. How do you feel about this? Listen, Isaiah, you look pretty tore up about it.
I feel like I've lived a good life. I've lived a good life without ever having to see a woolly mammoth. I would like to keep it that way. Secondly, I've seen enough Jurassic Park movies, a lot of dinosaur movies, giant shark movies, giant squid octopus movies to know that if we start genetically modifying anything, it never ends up well. Thirdly, why? Why did we need this? Why are scientists doing this? All right.
They want to protect the climate.
No, there's other ways. There's no reason.
Is there other ways?
Scientists should be reinventing animals that died. All right. They're gone. We can look at them in movies. We can recreate them with technology and 3D pictures. All right, cool. But as soon as we start spawning these giant woolly mammoths like they're Minecraft characters or something, is insanity. All right,
At the
this
egg.
is unnatural. This is just an invasion of just life, I guess. I don't know. This is weird to me.
Isaiah's like, this is an invasion of my privacy.
It is. I don't want to wake up for my cup of coffee. You know, I'm enjoying it, sipping it. All of a sudden, I look out. It's snowing. You know, global warming's fixed. But there's a giant elephant just walking around.
I feel like you're so dramatic. They're gonna be in the Arctic. We're never gonna see them.
They're not gonna be in your backyard.
No,
They're
okay.
not.
Can I pose a question though?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
We start at woolly mammoths.
Mhm.
What is next? Have you guys seen a video of a Komodo dragon?
Just
No.
it exists.
I've seen a Komodo dragon eat a lamb by itself. One gulp. Now you
Excuse me?
expect me to believe that when scientists create woolly mammoths, not one scientist can be like, well, we need to make T-Rexes to make sure the economy is up to par these days. And then as they make these T-Rexes, you look outside, you're enjoying your day. You got your
Right.
coffee, T-Rex Terry is coming at you and he eats you, all right? That's not okay. Because once again, we know the human nature of humans, all right? Once they do one thing, they're like, how can I get things to be more extreme? Now we're gonna have T-Rexes, pterodactyls. Next thing you know, Pikachu is gonna be made because they somehow genetically made a mouse turn electric. What is next, science? All right, what is
Humans.
next?
Bringing humans back from the dead. The zombie apocalypse. I'm so terrified.
I wouldn't be
You know.
surprised, Harry, and I'm not gonna survive that long.
There's
all
no
right?
reason for me to spiral at nearly 9 a.m. This is really detrimental to my
Hey,
health.
you still gotta move in. It's raining. There's a high chance it could be a zombie kind of day, Terry. And this is your fault because you're the one
I didn't do
that was saying
anything.
that, hey, maybe it's okay because they're gonna be in the Arctic.
Well, okay. You have a point. I thought you were crazy at first, and I apologize.
No, I am crazy. On this one, I think I'm pretty well balanced mind right now.
Looking at Joe's face, they
debatable.
might think that you're still crazy.
Yeah.
This is the reason Joe's
Yeah.
not coming back in the fall. It's like, I could only do this for a couple months, man.
I
This
can
is-
only deal with you for like 3 months at a time.
Barely. Fair enough.
Ugh,
I have trouble with it as well. But
brutal.
yeah,
Hey,
that
but you're
was
coming
kinda
back, Terry, and this is your own doing.
you know,
Oh,
I
never
can't
mind.
help it. I gotta give the people what they want. You know.
People
But-
like some Terry, and people also like some pizza.
Yay!
Yes, sir. Pizza. As we have some tragic news coming out of the motherland of pizza.
No.
It is with a heavy heart that we announce that the best American pizza chain, Domino's, will soon exit the giant boot in Europe, as Domino's is leaving the birthplace the pizza's birthplace because of the poor reception from locals. The company recently announced its plans to close the last of its 29 branches in Italy, which comes from a report from Bloomberg. The popular U.S. pizza chain debuted in Italy in 2015 through a franchising agreement with ePizza SPA. Domino's originally planned to open 880 locations. I sound like
It's Dracula.
yeah, like Dracula. Count
said-
Chocula.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
880 locations in the country, but competition from local pizza shops curbed those plans. And according to Bloomberg, one way traditional Italian pizzeria combined. Where is the accent going?
Again.
Listen, y'all. Domino's presence was ramping up by deliveries and singing deals with third-party delivery services during the pandemic. There are 13 Domino's locations left in Italy. Closing dates for these remaining spots have yet to be announced, and it should be known that Domino's operates over 6,100 locations nationwide.
That was
Wow.
amazing.
That
I almost feel better about Domino's leaving Europe just because
remember
of
when I
that
said
delivery.
I wasn't crazy? I think
Oh,
that
man.
was yeah, my bad.
I think that honestly, it's
Yep.
still kind of up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I don't think it's up in the air. He's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
Yep. Clinically insane. This is the last time you all see me.
I didn't even know Domino's was in Europe, to be frank.
Yeah. Well,
But-
I knew they were like popular worldwide, right?
I think so. Something like
but-
that.
It's like, how did we think they would actually be good in Italy?
Yeah, the place of like
Yeah.
gourmet, authentic
Yeah.
pizza.
Like
And-
pizza, man.
Yeah, and I know I feel like I've seen Italian influencers say that American pizza is not comparable to Italian pizza. I don't expect it to be. So I don't see how Domino's would think that they're like, yeah, this is the one. They are gonna love the pizza, they're gonna love the cookie brownie, these whack wings, they got it. No.
Nah.
The
I mean, here in
Italians deserve
90.3
more.
WMSC Upper Montclair, this just seems very ridiculous. And Terry, sorry to cut you off, but we had business to take care of. If you'd like to finish your point, my bad about that. But we're
No,
not
you're
gonna get
good.
killed by the FCC today. Not on my
Ooh.
watch.
Yeah, I agree. Do you think the FCC likes pizza?
I imagine the FCC doesn't enjoy much.
What do
other
you
than
think
just
their
like
go-to topping is? That's a good question.
ranch.
Ooh.
Okay, that's
Yeah, like they have just no cheese,
oh
no tomato sauce,
oh.
just ranch.
Okay,
So-
no, that's a problem. Don't get me wrong. I like taking myself a little slice of pizza, putting some ranch on my plate, doing a little dippy, but just ranch. You look so sad.
I don't like ranch.
I'm from the
man.
Midwest. Of course, I
Yeah,
like ranch.
I know, Joe. I'm not surprised that you like ranch. I just wish that you didn't.
I just wish you would stop.
No, I can't stand ranch.
So you're saying
man.
that like just the crust and the dip, or just their
Yeah, like even to the point where they removed like the dough in the middle, it's just crust, like burnt crust,
breadstick?
ranch drenched in it.
Mm.
Is it cooked with the ranch on it, or is
Not
it
even. It's just cold ranch
Cold
in like
ranch.
lukewarm pizza crust.
I see.
No,
I
that
see.
does sound miserable.
It does,
It
but that's
does.
FCC. No
Oh.
offense, FCC. My bad.
Leela, thanks for giving us a platform. Thanks.
Yeah. We appreciate it.
We love
um,
you.
Yeah. Very quickly before we go off, I guess favorite pizza topping before we call it a day.
Pepperoni. Classic.
Hmm.
Second favorite is sausage.
So what is a pizza you would order then? Sausage and pepperoni?
Yeah, mostly pepperoni. Sausage just depends because I don't like it when they do the little sausage nuggets. I'm like the shredded ones better. Yeah, that's what I usually get. I get sausage from King of Pizza, but usually anybody else I get like
From
pepperoni.
where?
King of Pizza. Oh my god, this is a South Jersey thing.
Ain't nobody care about South Jersey. We can mute you.
Oh my god, it's so good, y'all. Like it's my favorite pizza, but anywhere else I usually get pepperoni.
Joe?
I like a good margarita pizza. Get
That's
some
good.
fresh tomatoes, some fresh mozzarella, some basil, little balsamic,
What-
and I'm set. Mwah.
Balsamic vinegar.
I love balsamic vinegar. So
Mozzarella.
good.
Wow, are you Italian?
No.
All right.
Not at all.
I guess when it comes to me for pizza, I do rocks with pepperoni, man. I like a good supreme pizza.
That's yeah.
That's
a
I
good
like
one.
onions on pizzas as well. Some peppers on there.
It's a little out of my bounds, but
Honestly,
I
you
respect
don't like
it.
onions or peppers?
No, I like-
Wait, hold on.
Oh.
Nothing to do with
Uh-huh.
pizza. It's
Bracing
food related
myself.
at least, and this will be the last question I ask before we go off air.
Okay.
Terry, a while back ago, you said
Oh,
you were gonna
no.
cook for like the first time ever, and it was
Okay.
chicken. We need to know.
Oh,
Let
yeah.
the people know.
How'd it go?
How did you do?
Y'all, it actually went really well, and I really liked what I did. Like,
Hooray.
Explain the process, Terry. We need deets.
I don't want to be judged, by the way.
I'm not gonna judge you because it's your
Okay.
first time like really cooking. And that's
Okay.
a huge step, bro. We're
Thank
proud of
you.
you, brother. We're proud of you.
I appreciate that, man. You make me emotional. Anyways, I got like chicken breast from the store, and I found like this like seasoning combo. I had like, what did I use? I used like cumin, paprika, onion, and garlic powder, and like some other stuff. And then like I put the seasonings on the thing with the salt and the pepper and all that. And the main thing, I'm always afraid of like the hot stuff, the
Mhm.
pan. But I put it in. It didn't really pop on me that much. I was fine. And then when I took it out, I ate it and I was like, yeah. And I also made mashed potatoes with it. And those were pretty good too.
Delicious.
Hey,
So I'm very proud of myself.
congrats, Terry.
Thank
You're
you, thank you.
evolving. You're gonna be a head chef of a restaurant at some point. But yeah, that's all we got here today on the Morning Buzz. We had an excellent program today.
my
We
God.
appreciate you guys listening. We'll be back next week on Thursday, same cast of characters, but tomorrow you get a highlight show, and on Monday you get Lara and Victor, who's in Puerto Rico right now, and it should have been
Puerto
me,
Rico.
and of course Olive as well. Enjoy your day, guys. Live life. Adios.
Sit back and relax because you're listening to 90.